Okay. So we'll start with roll call.
Yeah. We start with the roll call.
Uh, so, Chair Kabir,
Yeah.
Vice Chair, Sharon.
No.
He's the vice chair. We had an election.
Oh,
Hi.
I missed the election, I'm sorry. Vice Chair. Oh, so I probably should have changed them around. That's why.
Oh, is this the vice chair chair?
Oh,
We can swap.
So,
It's fine, I don't mind. I don't mind.
sure, yeah.
You need to make a motion to swap.
I didn't know about this story.
Okay, Vice Chair Kumar. Commissioner Mukesh. Commissioner Sharon. And Commissioner Dalton.
Then we go to the approval of minutes.
And this is from January.
Yep. Yeah, we get the March meeting. Let's go to item, I think more kind of medium.
Yeah, I think I was not well, so I could not join.
Yeah, we came here, but.
Okay.
No, that was in March, right? Then April, what happened was
Okay, sure.
three of us were remote, I think.
Yeah.
But we came twice here and.
No, April, I was sick, he was sick,
Oh, okay, yeah,
and somebody else. Was.
I was remote in April.
Okay. That's.
I put up a notice in front of my gate and everything. I had to go in the morning and take it out. I took a picture
So funny.
and then I get up in the morning to go. Because it's pretty early in the morning and then I had to, I saw that the meeting got cancelled.
Below enough, she thought. I think you can do. Oh, share through Zoom. Plug that shit.
Sorry.
Share through Zoom and plug that shit.
My audio is off though, right? On Zoom.
Okay, yeah, looks good.
Would you like to make a move?
So good.
Second.
Sorry, could you? I think she might need that for the record. Thank you.
Maybe it's, very,
Yes.
We're having audio issue.
Is it still,
all screens are, you are starting the screen.
is it still having an audio issue?
She said it helped. I think so.
So are we good?
I think so.
Okay.
They had a motion.
Motion to approve? Do I have a second?
Approved.
Approved.
Yep.
Okay. So, 100% vote on that. So I should, okay, okay. Okay, so it passes 5-0 unanimously, okay. So Chair Prabir, would you like to move to oral communications? We don't have any,
Yeah. Like, it's gonna get-
there aren't anyone here, there isn't anyone here. So we'll probably move to new business because there's also no written communication.
Yeah.
Okay, so for new business, we'll kick it off with Adam. And do I stop sharing and you'll go ahead and share?
Yeah, so. Oh, it says the meeting is still in a practice session. Wait. What?
Are you all set?
Oh, do we already do share this and then have the presenter view on? Hmm.
There is a way to do it.
Oh, I guess I can plug in and share screen.
Yeah, let's do that. That work?
Share?
Yeah,
Is it sharing with the Zoom?
yeah.
Okay. Oh, all right. So good evening, commissioners. Thank you for having me. Tonight, I'll be doing a presentation about the GIS division. So this is the first of the four presentations our department will be doing about the divisions. So this presentation will look familiar to some of you, but to others, it will look brand new. So I'll start with the basics. With what is?
You are right.
I'm sorry. What?
Your name?
Oh, I am Adam Araza. I'm our GIS. I'm a business systems analyst in our GIS division. So I'll start with the basics. So what is GIS and what does GIS do for the city of Cupertino? So our Geographic Information Systems, or GIS division, captures, manages, and analyzes geographically referenced data for the city. So that means geographically referenced data is tied to anything to a location. So that's roads and buildings and parks and trees, storm drains and streetlights. Through maps, apps, reports, and dashboards, we provide tools that help people understand and analyze our city in ways that reveal relationships, patterns, and trends. Essentially, we're creating a digital twin of the city, allowing staff and citizens to ask questions, solve problems, and make informed decisions. And we're using something that most people understand, a map. And so,
We do have digital tools.
yeah, so we'll move on. I'll take the questions at the end.
I like this street.
Yeah, so have a more concrete example. Yeah. So I took this picture.
Far left.
Yeah, I used to live off of Empire, so I took this picture one day walking.
Blackberry Farm. Right?
Yeah.
Go to Blackberry Farm.
Yep.
Opposite to Blackberry Farm.
So well done. This is Far Lap in Stevens Creek across the street from Blackberry. So without looking at the without looking at the picture, what assets do you think are we capturing in GIS?
Without looking at the photo.
Because the photo has the answer.
So we captured some assets in here and they're being tracked and maintained in our asset management system. When you look at this photo, which pictures do you think are?
Yep.
Yeah,
Pedestrian sidewalks.
sidewalk, yeah.
So I wanted to understand GIS system first. Like GIS system means anything related to the technology, right?
It's it's basically
So-
modeling the environment, so it's anything.
Information systems. right?
Yep.
If we are using any kind of like light in the pedestrian, then it is part of GIS. But if you are not using any lights or any kind of electronics in the pedestrian.
No, anything which is helping citizens.
Yeah, so here, I'll go ahead and play this.
Has to maintain.
Yeah,
Is city or any asset, so
Any
this is
asset.
the asset
no,
management.
no, no.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, asset management.
It's
Yes.
not only assets, means here,
Yeah, I mean, these are assets. So we have roads,
road,
we have the trees,
Oh.
on the bike path.
edge of
No,
pavement.
so what I was thinking is like any technology being
Yeah.
used here
No,
is part of.
Which is also,
Traffic light is the technology.
But see,
yes,
all of that is in technology, because it's all been digitized.
this one got cut off. That's the.
Well, the map is now technology.
Oh, map is in the technology,
Yeah.
but there is no
But all-
technology
all
used
of-
there. right?
All of those.
Well, even that light, that lit crosswalk.
Oh, yeah, we have all of this completely mapped out, and our staff, our operators that are out in the field maintaining like the street lights, the roads, the striping, they use the
let me
the
give you another
asset
example.
management
Okay, okay.
system to then
I-
work orders associated with that. So we track all the work that's been done, so we can do it proactively, and we can go in and say, okay, when was the last time we did this?
Thank
When do
you.
we need to go out next?
I
Let
got
me
it.
give you
How about
one
the-
example. A tree right in front of my house, the one of the pole was broken. So I went to the app, I identified that tree, order that this pole needs to be replaced,
Perfect.
and the next day it was replaced.
Yeah,
That is the reason I
There you
said.
go,
like, it's an asset.
technology.
If you
So
have
which app do we
tags on the
use?
city street trees, those all connect to the map.
411 or.
311, 311.
Yeah.
What?
So we got this, we showed this picture early just so there's like a visual understanding of what we're talking about.
What, which?
All street, public street trees.
Yes,
The trees in front of your house are street.
They're not
trees.
inside your house.
Do also
yep,
also keep track of private trees that are requested by the city. So if like you do development and you are required to put in privacy trees, we do add those to GIS, so we have a tracking as well.
and some are heritage.
Asset.
And some
Uh,
others-
Any kind of community asset which city has to maintain is mapped in the GIS system.
Correct.
So that other department of the city, like park and recreation or
Operations,
any part of the city can use your map and maintain that.
yes.
What about the license plate cameras and things like that?
Everything.
That's a separate application, but yes, that's.
But the camera locations are met.
Yeah, the camera location, yes.
And so Commissioner Mukesh, you brought up a good point because this next slide, so we showed what it looks like in the physical world. This is like a digital representation here. So this is CityWorks, this is our asset management system. And so when someone like Commissioner Mukesh reports something in 311, our staff can go to that address on the map and then see this image of what that tree looks like, as well as any additional notes related to it. And so they'll be put in the notes for what they did that day. And in addition to that, they'll be able to see all the other times somebody else has called about that tree because it's all related in that same geographic information
Oh,
system.
this is great. So you're saying like each and every asset has got an asset ID.
Yep.
Correct.
It's
And
tagged.
attributes about it, so we
Attributes
know
of
what species it is,
Yep,
how
so-
tall it is, when, there's
Yeah.
10 million.
We have we'll have.
Oh, like,
About the-
was this tree last trimmed?
Yes.
Exactly.
Like all the public work order is also tracked to that. side.
Yes.
Yep. So we'll know exactly even how many hours, how many staff have spent on this tree.
I have used it many times.
No, I've done it, but I call.
No, I've used that too, actually.
No, because these kind of things that I do at like 10, 11 PM.
Right, right.
I can't call it that way.
It's good stuff.
So these trees in the sidewalk are public trees, but
Yes.
inside the sidewalk are private.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, if they're on your property, then they're private, but if they're in the parkway, then they're.
Here, some of the trees that city planted in our yard, right? And they have a tag saying.
Asset tag. Yeah.
So is that in here too?
So you can scan that, it's a QR code, you can scan that, you can pull up your tree, see the last time it was maintained, you can see all
Oh,
the
really?
details of.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
it's gonna take the data that is on here, except wait for like a resident to understand.
And then you can report a 311, it'll tie you to the 311 system if there's anything you want to report.
Okay.
Which is excellent because it means they actually fix potholes.
And I found out another thing, the tree, if you plant a tree close to the sidewalk, 10 feet, within 10 feet, I think. They'll tag that too, which is a private tree, which becomes a city tree, so.
Oh.
Ten
It's in
feet
the
of
park
sidewalk,
strip,
so
that's
pretty
fine.
much inside your property.
Yeah, even inside your property, within 10 feet of your sidewalk, they came and tagged the tree.
Yeah, I don't remember that
I
should
want to call about that.
That's a
but-
private tree they shouldn't have.
Yeah. So this ability to collect, relate, maintain, and visualize data is essential to how we as GIS support city operations.
How many assets we have in the city?
So
My God.
Cupertino, just in terms of data layers, we have over 200 layers. And like that tree layer, I think has like 38, no, maybe more than 38,000.
Yeah.
There's quite a bit. And I'll have some resources in here that you can take a look at as well. But so we have over 200 layers that we feed out in different maps, apps, dashboards. And we work closely within our team as well as our end users and partners to ensure we're providing and servicing data in a way that it stays accurate, relevant, and as current.
It was all developed internally or you're using some market tool or something?
It's a combination. So some of it is developed internally. We work with vendors, and there's a industry standard partner named Esri that puts out some of these tools, and it's up to us as staff to either develop on top of it or deploy the tools that the configurations.
I think city must be providing just the data. The rest of the software should be third party. There's no reason for city to get involved in developing the software.
No, we use Esri. I'm
Esri,
familiar with Esri, we use Esri in all their tools, so we use their templates and build out our own
So you use
applications.
Microsoft Azure, Power BI.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, and data gets moved around through pipelines, and even like we have some of this in a lake house, so it's all getting moved around so it can be reported appropriately.
So Azure has this GIS too.
Yeah, so we have a Azure lake house, and the lake house is ingesting data from our GIS. So you can these are future slides, or these are slides towards the end, but I'll just say it. That's okay. I don't mind talking about it if we're going in order. So yeah, as GIS people, we know we're only as good as our data, and our staff is involved in each stage of the typical data lifecycle. So you see these steps here. So when it comes to gathering and collection, we ingest information from various sources, whether it's collected in the field, like you see this mobile data collection app. This is through Esri that we deployed. Pulled from different APIs, we digitize different plans, and we're responsible for collecting that data and determining appropriate designs and methods of storages in our cloud databases. From there, we edit and maintain the data. We use iPads, desktop apps. We write scripts in Python, and we follow carefully designed procedures. And we also analyze the data, take our findings and transform them into meaningful visualizations, whether it's a dashboard, a web application, or a static map like this that you could find in a report.
What is the SE Hopper map over there?
And,
I know what a SE Hopper is, but what's it saying here?
this was a map we worked on with our transportation division as they were trying to do some reports on how people were using SV Hopper. So these are
Usage data.
Yeah, so these are called this is called binning. So all these points inside there, the darker the point is, the more usage it was getting. So this is just a way to display what would just be a jumble of points in a way that's a little bit easier to get it. Yeah, I guess so.
More usage is getting, more, those assets are playing more.
Correct.
I'm looking at all the dots. I don't think SV Hopper goes to all these places.
So these,
Because
Yeah,
the
these-
couple of times I tried to use, I got a message saying that, oh, we don't cover
No,
that.
it goes to that.
This
yeah, this is data from SV Hopper. We got it directly from them, and we were just mapping it out so that in the report it was easy to
You
understand.
see some cluster at Cali.
Yeah, that's, they'll take you to just the Caltrain stations and
The
also that
Caltrain station,
hospital,
yes,
that's the
yes, yes.
three.
Oh, Lawrence
Yeah,
Station
exactly.
wasn't covered, I believe.
I don't think that's
No,
Lawrence
that's-
Station, I think that's Sunnyvale and Mountain View Station.
I believe so.
I thought
And then the
SV
hospital.
Hopper covers Cupertino and Santa Clara only.
No, all three Cali
Plus-
stations covered.
Two Caltrain stations and a hospital.
Yes.
Lawrence is also covered. So Lawrence is part of the regular.
Santa Clara.
Yeah.
What does SB stand for?
Silicon Valley.
What happened was I asked my daughter to take the SV Hopper from Lawrence Station Road to here. And she said, no, they said it doesn't cover.
It might have been an old an update. But
You're
it's
getting
a-
sidetracked.
I'm glad you are enjoying it. Because GIS is more than just data. So it's about making that data usable and understandable for both staff and residents, like we just saw with that map. So in the next few slides, I'm going to highlight some of our popular applications that bring this data to life and help people make informed decisions and solve problems more effectively. So this one is this is a video of an internal application. This is called Property Info. Heavily used by our city staff. This lets them see various layers of GIS information from a single source. It has connections to Laserfiche, which is our city's document repository, as well as tools for visualizing different layers, including the CityWorks layers, zoning, and aerial photography, which we obtain in partnership with Santa Clara County.
Adam, is this available to citizens also, or it is only for internal use?
This one I'm showing is an internal tool, but there is a very similar one that is available to the public. It's not going to have all the links into Laserfiche, and some of this stuff has like owner information that is not given to the public.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a similar tool like this where you can kind of explore the different layers.
Isn't owner
It's
information
based-
public?
No. No. Not their names.
We have this tool that's being used by the public quite a bit. This is called the Service Finder. It displays various services provided by the city, including the locations of upcoming events. So if you go land on the page, they give you an event. There's also information here about hazard awareness. This includes power outages, air quality index, and other weather alerts. So when there's outages, this webpage is updated dynamically. So you can even see like, oh, there's an outage at Monte Vista, but I'm okay over here. And you can go on here and find that.
This outage is about the electric service or those kind of?
Yeah, it's connected to
It's a live feed from PG.
Oh, okay, so directly you're getting the feed.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
PG&E outage, and that's actually fed through the state. Gives their data to Cal OES, and we're using
How
Cal.
real time it is? Is it like within like 5 minutes there?
Oh, yeah. As soon as we have a power outage, we go there and we see exactly what it is.
Also, the city
Okay.
website also
Yeah.
reflects that, okay.
Yeah,
That's what the,
this is from the city's website.
is this
On
something?
the homepage, if you go down below the banner, you'll see a large icon that says maps. Click that and you get this.
Okay,
And it gives you everything. Every city service that we have is essentially a
It will. show-
tab.
Yeah, so here's that, the link is actually there at the bottom too.
So it's integrated with PG&E, some of the water and.
The live links, the live links, yeah.
Yeah, so you can see, and our colleague Makiko put this together, and she did a really good job highlighting exactly where the data source is, so you're not just
PG&E also sends a link
right.
to source environment.
Right, and you know that actually is the prime example of enterprise level GIS because they're sending that information out to us and through the state, and we're all able to pull that down because we're all speaking GIS language.
The PG&E system,
Yeah, that's what they thought.
that is what he's saying, yeah.
And other things that are on this application include information about parks, utility schedules, like street sweeping and garbage. And there's a lot more on here. So
This is great. It actually, for each park, you can click and get a site, very detailed site map of each park, so you understand exactly where the bathrooms are, where the whatever tennis court is, where it's very detailed. So it's really nice. And if you want to rent, if that park has a rentable like picnic area, you can click on the link and go to the rental page and sign up to rent it.
yep.
Do we have some statistics, how much it is used,
Yes.
all this information? Because this is fantastic.
Yes.
This is fantastic information. I
Key
never
thing
knew
is,
about it.
how many people within the city really know about this service?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we do present it at our like block leader group.
We were presenting this at the public safety fair. What's that?
Do you have any user adoption statistics, something like that?
Yeah, we track it.
Yeah, we have-
It's good, a high volume of visitors.
I can't say the number off the top of my head.
Finder is the top one, this one here, it's from our city's homepage, so you can access it. But the next one is the one he showed before this, which is probably
So
the
Service Finder-
external property info.
Mhm.
It's a lot of hits too.
Service Finder is a city app.
Correct.
Yes.
And this one was completely, yep.
From our staff, yeah. And I would say too that our staff internally that deal a lot with the public and they have questions, they're always directing them to these maps. Mainly the property info one, because that's gives them more information about their property specific.
I know Blackberry Farm is like over rented for the parking exam.
Yeah.
Anniversary.
Yep. And you can get the site maps directly from here. And so if you want to keep looking at the data, we also have this open data portal, which is useful for residents, staff, and vendors looking for GIS data. It's available for download in various formats, and this is updated regularly. So you can just download tables of information about signs or trees.
Striping.
Yeah, exactly. Any of the things that we showed earlier, you can download some of that, or you can download the data and you can
It becomes really helpful for us. We do have contractors that utilize the site quite a bit. We have students that utilize it quite a bit. We used to have them call layer on whatever. Now we just direct them to this site, so it makes it much easier, but it's very highly used. And then a lot of,
Call for what?
sorry,
Contractors call for what?
So if they're doing work in the right of way, they want to get the information about the street, they want to get information about what assets are in the median, all that information is in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they can even get information on the width of the sidewalk. And all this stuff is just down a lot of those public works projects, they can. Or even like the active transportation plan that's happening at Community Hall right now, in order to kind of build those maps, they got data from this website.
So, but this something, this your. Like another adversary or country can look at and find everything, right?
yes.
Yeah, so we do, not all the, many of the layers are on here, not all the information's on there. We don't show like who's
Oh,
anything that's sensitive that we shouldn't, that's, would compromise kind of the integrity of the city.
or the editing folds, things like
Yeah.
that.
So yeah, this is our open data portal. And then in addition to those big ones I've just showed, we have a lot of data, map, app, and dashboard requests that, as well as we provide application support to the rest of the city. So just to quickly highlight some of these other efforts. So we're here in Quinlan Center. If you check out the online kiosk, this particular map here was built in-house. Next to it, this dashboard, this is kind of highlighting similar what I just showed in CityWorks. So this shows the locations of medians in the city and their related work orders. On the bottom left, we have this story map. So this shows the efforts that Public Works is taking to replace streetlights in the city, the poles and the LED lights. And then a median is the kind of island in the middle of the road. So like where you see, Yeah. And then, a good spot for you to look at this is that bottom right page. So if you go on cupertino.gov/GIS, you can see our apps and kind of explore around. So in the next few slides, I wanted to go over some major projects that,
Is it a static site or you're doing the data, live data streaming kind of stuff?
so I'm sorry, which site? That's the open data?
A static site, like I go to the website, no data streaming.
No, that's right. It should be static. It would be updated. So you are updating this data periodically.
Yeah, so the open
Right.
data site is pulling our live data essentially.
It's essentially a day old.
A day old.
Yeah. So so if I make an update today, you can
Tomorrow you'll see it.
Yeah.
download it tomorrow and it'll be the most current version of it.
So it's more like API or integration. Kind
Yes, exactly. We have APIs that people can bring them in. So in the next few slides, I wanted to go over some major projects that are on our pipeline. So some of these recently finished and some of them are finishing soon. So as GIS professionals, we're required to have broad technical knowledge, and we build strong collaborations with other departments in the city. These projects highlight some of the range and technical skill and partnerships in our divisions. So this first one here, we've been working on building, testing, and refining a system with our public works staff to quickly report and address incidents in the field during an emergency event like an earthquake, fire, or even a heavy rain event. So this is even more dynamic or quickly than reporting a 311. So this system would allow staff in our EOC, so the Emergency Operations Center, or the Service Center, to intake calls, add them to a map, and then assign them to the staff. So field staff would then see those same calls on their own map on their phone, and they'd be able to add comments, update statuses, take photos, and it would be all on this quick, intuitive mobile interface. And this is a huge upgrade from what we had been working from in the past, because there's been a lot of different ways for them to have communicated this. So they've been going through text messages or reports at the end. From the EOC, or
Which app is this mobile?
these ones are internal apps.
Okay.
So from the EOC or the service center, staff have this comprehensive dashboard, so they're able to see where people are, what's being done. And this enables the city to get real-time updates and issues being reported in the field, as well as notes and visuals on what the crews are seeing, as well as a comprehensive report after the fact on what's been done.
So when we say we built it in-house, this is all built off the Esri platform. So we use Esri maps and apps to configure them in a way that work for our environment, our staff, our workflows.
It said mobile app, right? I was wondering if it is something that's available to the residents, or is it used by the city
It's
employees?
just used, it's our internal operation.
Right.
We have a separate one. We did build for our volunteers. We have a pretty extensive emergency volunteer group. CARES, MRC, CERT. And they've been trained on that app. And it's really very fast. Take a photo, it takes your GPS location, and you say fire, you say, it's very easy to use, and we've trained them on that app quite a bit. But this one is a little bit more dynamic because it ties into our work order system. It gives them a lot more functionality than that one would.
So this one kind of identified where disasters can be. Disaster street where this.
Yeah, so for example, somebody on the left, this would be somebody who's sitting at the service center. So if you called and said, hey, the tree in front of my house is down, they would input that tree in here. And then somebody in the field would get that same notification that Commissioner Rabier said this tree's down. And there's a lot of blockage on the street. So they would get those notes right away. And when they go there and they fix it, they can go take a picture of it and make the notes about how much hours they spent on there. And it all gets stored on a single system so that we have a record of somebody reporting it and somebody taking care of it. And it's just a really dynamic tool.
And those reports are really important for us to get reimbursed, right? So having good track of what was done in the field, especially those photos, are really helpful to make sure you get the full funding.
So we go ahead and do the work and then wait for the funding.
Then you have to submit it all and yeah, hopefully get reimbursed.
Yep.
This was came out of your, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and so these are just a couple other examples. This one on the left, I'm showing this recommended evacuation map. So we worked with our emergency services department to put these together, and they had a campaign educating people on different zones on the best way to leave in case there was an emergency. And then on the right, this one is a building inspection damage assessment app, and then this one matches what's in the FEMA damage assessment app. So people can go use this mobile app, put all the information in, and when they export it, it's going to match the fields in FEMA so that it's easier to file a reimbursement.
Yeah, so if there's a earthquake, right, we need to make sure that the buildings are safe to go into. We do our buildings and then we do resident buildings. There's a standard form that building inspectors have to fill out to get the funding and to get it processed appropriately.
So building inspectors go out to make sure that they are safe to go in.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
This
Same for the residents. They'll say your house is not safe to live.
Right, yes,
This one's newer too. This is a hazard awareness dashboard. So I showed some of the hazards on the service finder, and that's kind of at a quick glance, you can see what's going on. But this one has a huge amount of information because you can even see like on the power outage and show what time that power outage was reported.
it's available to the public. This is
Yes.
good information. All these live feeds that are
Where's the link for this one, the disaster prepared?
Oh, it looks like it looks like theirs don't have the links on the paper. Maybe it got cut off. Interesting. So yeah, so I'll make sure. And we'll send you all the links too. So
it's actually in the agenda. You'll see it online.
yeah, that's interesting. So yeah, this shows different kinds of hazards, like you talked about the outages, but this also shows fire, there's traffic, there's more air quality information, and it's just a single landing spot you can go on. There's different tabs about all this. Yeah, and when you can bookmark it once you get to it.
Yeah.
I mentioned this project earlier, so we worked on this project in conjunction with our consultant, our applications department, our division, and even our infrastructure. We've been working on this data warehouse, and we've been ingesting various sources of information into a single Azure Lakehouse. So we have our GIS info, we have CityWorks, and we also have New World data in there, as well as Excel permitting. So this warehouse is going to be used to have a single source to create meaningful reports, especially across various source systems. So this is pretty early on in the the lake house has been created, and we're just starting to get into how we can use it to make reports. And this,
Lake house means a data warehouse.
yeah, a data lake and a warehouse. It's the term that they like to say. Was that?
The same.
Yes.
Lake house means.
It's a industry term now.
Yeah, so there's a data warehouse and then a data lake, and then a lake house is a data lake that's a warehouse. And then this is
ERP do we use in the?
which ERP do we use?
Yeah.
Tyler New.
Currently, we use Tyler New World.
Okay.
Tyler Technologies based on.
Talent.
Tyler.
Tyler. Talent.
Tyler Technologies,
Tyler.
but they have multiple ERPs. We're using their New World ERP.
New world. So this Power BI model is integrated to the ERP.
Yes.
Yeah, so the way this works, like we have this various source systems on the left. So some of them are coming from databases in SQL, some of them are coming from REST APIs, and then we bring them in using Spark notebooks into this Azure system. And so we process the information, and then they get fed into these essentially lake houses, and then you can pull those into a Power BI model after everything's been cleaned. So you don't need to worry about making a join between, your one column to another column is already done for you. This is, a pretty new development and not sure how many, we're like on the forefront of this essentially. And then this is another project. This is related to the one that you saw at McClellan. This is another one called a virtual reality game called Cooper's Clean Air Quest. So this was grant funded through Silicon Valley Clean Energy, and our environmental services division secured the grant. So in the game, the players are wearing MetaQuest headsets, and they clean up a house and they learn the benefits of switching from gas to electric appliances. It made its debut a few weeks ago at Earth Day, at the Earth and Arbor Day Festival, and they continue to use it at other events. So happened to see city staff with these MetaQuest headsets. This is likely the game. Yeah, the MetaQuest, the Oculus. Yeah, exactly. So we got a grant. Yeah, we got a grant and we made this game in conjunction with a vendor. And
This is a game, it's not like really cleaning house.
what's that?
And this is a first game.
Because
Yes, it's not on the Meta store. You have to go to the events to see it.
Great engaging way to learn about the ways you can upgrade your home, right?
Yes.
You understand the benefits.
And you learn about just different how.
I'm asking is I was at the Cadence Current Life event where all the NVIDIA performance involved and a lot of folks who very friend, they were all there. So they were presenting about which humanoid robots will go and
Oh,
all the work inside.
Nice.
and then last area that I'll touch on is in AI development. So as commissioners of the TIC, I'm sure you're well aware that there's been a big boom in the advancement and adoption of AI in the
What are we doing in the life of the film?
So our GIS division's heavily been involved in training our staff, with training staff on how to appropriately use generative AI, as well as evaluating future use cases. We're currently looking at options for AI assisted chatbots on the city's website, AI assistants to help with staff reports. Recently, we had a major lift from our application staff, and they made an application that leveraged machine ML.net to provide an enhanced search through over hundreds of thousands of documents in Laserfiche with our document repository system to look for specific documents to that supported a council work program
And
initiative.
using Azure OpenAI or Azure ML.
That one was done through ML.net, but yeah, the Azure OpenAI, we're evaluating just the different things we can do in different either Copilot agents or Azure AI Foundry agents. I'm sorry, what?
Who makes ML.net?
I think it's just Mike. I think it's Microsoft, but I could be wrong. But thank you for your time tonight. I appreciate
Thank
you
you.
listening.
No, great, Roger.
Yeah.
Thank you, Adam.
Yes.
Thank you very much. It was very useful for not only two of us.
Any questions? Before Adam takes off?
Yeah, how much of this information is available on 311?
On 311.
Yeah,
So on 311, you can report on any issue out in the street and anything that's operation based,
operation.
meaning like if you're reporting on a tree or a pot, a street light, those go directly into our work management system. So that goes into City Works, which is what Adam showed you.
Yeah, and we can put, and then just to have this picture up again, when you report on 311, these are just a subset of different things that get eventually routed to. So each of these things here is maintained and managed by a specific group in Public Works. So
I think it's possible to get us the user adoption data, or users data, like how many clicks do we get per month or per day, something like that.
It's per month for what?
Usage.
For users, like
For our.
For which-
For the service fund.
for service fund.
Oh,
service finder. Service finder.
oh, for service finder? Yeah. That was,
Popular.
Okay.
that's the most popular one. Yeah. Yeah.
So for the.
Adam has a dashboard.
street start being faded or let say. But if there is a water leak, then we'll be some of the water.
Problem.
Yeah, and I think if they call something and it's supposed to go somewhere else, it gets routed to it too, right? Or
It's now.
like if
Outside of something we don't manage,
you get an email or something, right?
The water, the sidewalk.
yeah, it'll tell you that that's not something, and then you need to talk to whatever agency it is.
And then
Oh, what
it's like the
Block drain,
was on it.
block drain. When we
Storm
have
drain.
storm drain.
Drain we, Cupertino maintains, so that would go to our staff.
So you can take a picture and roll it in 3 months.
Yes,
Yeah, absolutely.
yes, they would very much appreciate that.
Excellent.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So.
Well, I appreciate you
Water.
showing interest in what we were presenting.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Anne.
More of the questions during the presentation group.
That's fine. We got to the end and we answered all of them already.
So we go to the next
The
one.
next item, your replacement status, so that's me. Okay. So ERP, before I get started, are you guys familiar what an ERP is? What does ERP stand?
Enterprise resource plan.
Good job. Good job. Most people,
You get sick.
Remember, it worked in supply chain.
nice.
But I think this crowd.
But what is it? I mean, because enterprise
It's like-
resource planning doesn't really tell you what.
It's like SAP and Oracle and so on.
Yeah, they do inventory, they do, they do.
HR.
Yeah, so it's budgeting, finance, invoicing, HR,
They do HR, we're still HR.
yeah, all, recruiting, onboarding,
All the enterprise.
Separate.
benefits, all of that.
So we do HR, we do finance. What else do we do in the city of Cupertino? We don't do probably procurement, we might be doing.
Oh,
Yeah,
of course we can.
yeah. Permits, yes. Our current ERP doesn't have,
Don't sell anything, so order management might not be there.
No, but they might
but we
handle work
do sell
orders.
like, classes or camps, people purchase
Oh, yeah, service order.
permits.
Booking, so booking the conference room, those kind of,
Yes.
permits, so that is also.
Yeah, it's all through the finance,
It's all.
yes.
Theme parks and.
Yeah.
Yeah, service side is there.
Yeah.
I think we're shutting down the souvenir months that.
Maintenance and all also is there.
Thanks, Sarah.
Bye.
No, we,
Thanks.
asset management, all of that maintenance is done outside, it's a separate system. Yeah, so it's really just our finance, HR and purchasing, which is under our.
Yeah.
Okay, so our ERP replacement RFP went out to the public. It was published on April 22nd. Which is a very exciting step for us, right? We've had this ERP for a while now that really doesn't function well for us. It's on-prem, it doesn't have open APIs, it has a lot of functional issues. And so we're very excited to be moving.
Tyler, you said one word from Tyler.
Tyler New World. The other thing is that because Tyler has multiple ERPs, it's basically on their roadmap to discontinue New World because it's their kind of lower end ERP. Usually cities go with Tyler Munis, that's their more robust government ERP. And so they're not putting resources into New World. The writing's on the wall. We know we need to move away from it. Otherwise, we're gonna be stuck with a system that's no longer updated, which poses security risks and all kinds of
What
things.
is the other one? Is the name of the company
Yeah.
or the product
Yes.
or?
Product name is New World.
No,
Oh.
The product is New World, the company is Tyler Munis, or Tyler Technologies. Tyler.
What are the other options? You said like you're launching RFP, but what are the other popular governments?
Government, Workday is a big one, Oracle, Microsoft,
SAP and so on.
yes.
Not the big, yeah.
Yeah.
So we had a non-mandatory vendor pre-proposal meeting held on the 30th last week for clarification questions that they might have. They have to provide questions to us by the 16th, and we're sending out responses to these questions to everyone that has basically gone on to our bid management system and notified or put in that they're interested in this project. Vendor proposal,
On 16.
they have to have the questions in by the
By
16th.
16.
Okay.
The vendor proposals are due the 28th in this month. Software demonstrations will take place in August. Those are gonna be at least 2.5 days for each vendor. And then that'll lead us into contract negotiations and an award anticipated in October of 2025. We look forward to launching a new contract late 25, early 26. So that's the forecast.
As far as your requirements for this new ERP system is, has it changed since the last time you had?
Since we initially.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. When we initially went out, we didn't have purchasing needs, like contract management. We ended up adding on a separate application for contract, managing contracts. With this new system, that is an optional item that we are including. So it would be nice if an ERP included that, those kind of things that would be
Managing
streamlined as opposed to having it in a separate
Is it
system.
possible to have the copy of RFP or something?
You could go onto the bid management system and RFP or,
Oh, you have got a separate bid management system?
yes, I can send you the link. I'll put that in.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, everything is perfect.
Just out of
Yes.
curiosity,
RFP has to be public.
is it normal for there to be sort of the 2-month wait between your bid and software demonstrations? I noticed that you said May to August.
Yes, so,
Is it sort of a we all go home during summer sort of thing?
no, I think it's more that, we have to narrow down, so we're expecting
Oh, got it.
quite a
Got it.
bit
So
of
you'll get a
vendors
bunch
to
of
submit
bids, and you
proposals.
only want demonstrations for like 2 to 3.
Exactly, yeah,
Makes sense.
yeah. We do have a vendor helping us with the whole vendor selection process. Yeah, it's needed though, right? Because there's so many steps to make sure you're in alignment and you're doing it right and just their experience of, we recently were going through the scripts that we're gonna have for the presentations and just understanding like how long each section will take and setting those up appropriately so that we make sure that everyone gets fair,
So this
amounts.
is helping select the vendors, ERP vendors, are they this business of helping people select?
Probably the concept.
That's what they do. They do it throughout the entire country. Yeah, consultants. That's their expertise.
No, which consulting group?
That is helping us now with ERP. Yeah, it's Plant Moran.
Sorry,
The name of the company is Plant Moran.
Land Moran.
Yes. Yeah, so we do expect quite a few vendors to submit proposals. Excited about that.
And it's an open proposal, anybody can submit, or
Yes.
you reach out to
Anyone
vendors
can
also?
submit, but there's very clear guidelines on, one, what we're looking for, and two, how to submit that proposal. If you look at the RFP, it's very detailed.
That's how it should be.
Okay, yeah. Procurement.
Oh, I don't, for sure, but I don't build ERPs, I use them. They're not looking for an SAP administrator.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, so it's a big process. It's a lot.
And implementation, how long would the implementation be? What is the timeline? Like when we will select, finalize, and how long would be the implementation?
Yeah, so I have that. Hold on. So,
Yeah, you said the implementation will be 2026 or something. After the selection.
Yeah, beginning of 2026, so late 2025.
So completing. That is good.
okay. So, as I said, we expect to start the implementation the very end of this year, early next year. That implementation, training, user adoption, go live, we're estimating about 24 months, so 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is.
No, that's about,
Project completion, the very end of 27, early 28. It's a long process and you typically do it in phases. So we'll probably start with,
And this
accounts
is the-
payable and then move.
and from budget perspective, this is approved.
This is approved,
How much
yes.
is the budget?
So it went to council. So what has been approved is the implementation costs. We won't know the ongoing until we negotiate contract and then bring that back to council. So what was approved through council was 2.5 million for implementation with an option to raise it to 3.7.
Is it easier if you go with Tyler's newer product from upgrade perspective?
Goodness. It's not easy.
I mean,
It's a
cost
whole-
less, does it cost less?
We'll find out when they submit a proposal. We don't know.
Oh, they don't have any.
Other systems that submit, I don't know how they rank compared to some of the other ones like Workday or I think Oracle is more expensive, but I don't really know until because a lot of them, they price it for your size city, right? So even though
But if-
Oracle's expensive for Sunnyvale, it might not be Cupertino's small.
And what
No, from an upgrade perspective, right? You need to move all the data in.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, all the,
on the migration?
minus Munis, Tyler Munis would be the same lift as any others, because it's a brand new system.
Okay.
Yeah,
Migration perspective, it will be the same migration,
Oh,
because
some-
current system is on-prem, correct? And
yes,
probably will go for cloud.
exactly.
Have to migrate from on-prem to cloud.
It's a stipulation in the ERP that it's cloud-based.
And will you know what are the ERPs used by the neighboring cities? Like,
Yes, well,
Is that-
so, Sunnyvale recently, in the last couple years, implemented Oracle.
wow.
In fact, I have a table here. Hold on one sec. And Mountain View went with Central Square. Palo Alto is with SAP. Los Gatos has Tyler Munis. And Santa Clara has PeopleSoft.
All over the place.
Everybody is different.
Yeah,
These are the vendors who will submit RFP, we know that.
I only recognize PeopleSoft.
Oracle SAP, you know.
or
Oh,
it's
SAP.
government.
Oh, Oracle SAP, yeah, it's-
Yeah. And for governments, Tyler Munis is pretty popular.
Is it possible to know what would be the criteria of selection?
I think that's also in the
Oh, that should be there in RFP, yes.
It's all in the RFP and it's very extensive. I can tell you that, like, for our required scope is for finance, it's accounts payable, accounts receivable, miscellaneous billing, bank reconciliation, budgeting, fixed assets, general ledger, grant and project accounting, payroll, purchasing, and time entry. On human resource side for required is employee benefits, employee self-service, personnel actions, and position control. On the optional for finance is contract management. And then for finance or for human resources, the optional is a learning management system, performance management, recruitment, onboarding, and offboarding. Right now, we have other systems that do those things.
Now it will be.
This is full-fledged, yeah,
Yes,
almost.
almost, yeah.
It's a big enterprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should include contracting also.
Contract
You
negotiation,
should, yeah.
That's
You said one of those things you said it would be outside.
contract management
Contract
is optional. Again, because we have another system that does it. It just depends on cost and what we can.
Yeah, it's like Oracle and all have got contract management within the procurement model.
Yes,
The smaller ERP, they don't have.
right.
Okay, yeah, but everybody hated SAP right now, so.
But they still.
And it, it does their contract management. Does it give us the functionality we want? is the cost higher than what we currently have or can
I
afford?
also didn't like it because I was in charge of the Lotus notes to SAP transition.
Okay.
Yes, Lotus notes.
We use Oracle.
This
Oh,
was
you
not.
do?
And we
20
are
years
doing,
back,
in my company, we use Oracle and we are moving to Fusion Cloud.
Oh.
Oracle to Oracle.
That's another one.
Oh, okay.
this is.
Alright,
Our first,
anything else on there?
that's it. We move to staff briefings and reports.
It says schedule and work plan.
Yeah, schedule and work plan. Did you get any approval from the city council on what we had proposed
Um,
on the work plan?
oh, no, they're still, that hasn't been solidified yet.
So do you have any action item there or we just wait for one?
If you take a look at page 38. And we should probably discuss the schedule at least. Because March was canceled, so we've got to push the stuff out.
There is one thing I wanted to update because I attended the mayor's meeting last time. There was a quick discussion on the public safety. And it is there in our agenda for July 2nd. And what I proposed is to form a cross commission safety. And tomorrow we have got a meeting, safety commission meeting, and safety commissioner is leading that. And one member from each commission will join that. You know, so tomorrow I'm going and joining that meeting. So there is a kind of like we call subcommittee. We are forming a public safety subcommittee across the commission. And
How many commissions or all commissions?
so every commission can join. So we have got 4 commission, I think, agreed to join.
Yeah, I would be surprised if the Arts and Culture Commission found it relevant to their work.
Yeah, whosoever finds it relevant. So this, all the commissioners like this, and Mayor asked the safety commission to lead it.
And soon you have planning, bike head, and
Yeah, some commission is relevant. We'll know more tomorrow.
Yeah.
I look forward to your report on it in July.
Yeah, maybe our role would be on the technology side.
Bring notes.
So Terry, I was updating on, did you hear?
No.
I was updating on the mayor's meeting last time. So there was the big discussion was the public safety.
Okay,
Yeah,
Because
that's the
last.
next item.
That's
Yeah,
the
we were
next
talking
item.
about the mayor's
Let's
meeting until
start
page 41.
Let's start.
Yeah, it's-
Subject the item 6. So on the work plan, we have that on the page 6, which we had said study technology using public sector here for other cities. Investigate use of robotics technology in public arts. Study city website for user interface improvements and cyber. So we have added those as part of the work plan.
we're on number 5.
Yeah, those are all on the plan on page 38.
So we.
See, use the bottom
Yeah.
row, those are all
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
But we will want probably to make some adjustments for the meeting cancellation. So obviously we received the GIS presentation this month. So we'll probably want to shift out the other presentations.
Correct, because March 5th was cancelled.
But the cybersecurity seminar, I think you probably want to fix on keep on November 5th, right?
I'd like to keep on.
Okay, so we'll want to move robotics technology in public works to January
Okay,
and shift the other presentations down one.
okay.
Like it, thank you.
Okay,
So which one you?
Obviously, I'll have to make a motion about this in the in a couple minutes, but I'm hoping.
So what's the motion?
Um. I'm good to make a
We
motion.
covered the ERP over.
You said robotics moves to January.
Yeah,
So basically what she was saying is because March 5th was cancelled, so everything is moved. correct?
yeah, except
Sure.
we keep the cybersecurity seminar on November 5th.
Where is the cybersecurity seminar?
On November 5th. Middle College,
July 2nd.
Right.
Little Round.
Yeah, no,
Actually, I'll give you the cybersecurity update, right?
Yeah,
That's nice.
That's next, because I think that that date is too late for that cybersecurity.
November 5th was too late.
Yeah,
Okay, do you want to pull it into September?
what is the intent of this item?
Final planning and for execution.
That
Oh,
has to
so
be.
that has to be in July. No, so that has to, if we plan to do in September, October,
We are doing October.
yeah, so
Yeah.
then we have to
Move it to
get the
July.
final plan in July.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
For execution in October?
no, let's keep it on July.
July,
Yes.
let's keep it on July, at
For
least
now, let's keep it on July.
July, so that.
Okay, so we'll need to move that all the way up to July.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
And then
So I
everything.
guess- So, yeah,
So infrastructure will end up,
so July 2 will be cybersecurity.
and then, okay, and then September will be
Cybersecurity
applications.
final plan for seminar, correct?
Okay,
Yeah.
cybersecurity plan, final plan.
Final plan review, yes.
Okay.
Cybersecurity seminar, because cybersecurity has got some subtracts.
Cybersecurity,
Can I
That's
borrow your
fine.
pen?
Yeah,
cybersecurity.
Yes, if you don't mind.
seminar, panel.
Promise to give it back.
Yeah, the seminar, put seminar.
Seminar, yeah, okay. Okay.
So now,
This is,
Emma is going to make a motion, if she understood it.
We need to make a motion for just change. That's just part of the agenda, right? So that's.
Excellent question.
Yeah, this is part of the work plan, right? I don't think this needs a motion.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
The motion?
No.
So
So we're,
do you need my?
no, I got it.
Got it, okay.
So old business number 5.
All right,
yes.
time for cybersecurity.
We are done with work plan. Okay. So I can go ahead with the update.
Go ahead.
If you don't mind. So we had a meeting, couple of weeks back.
2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Where manager you, CTO Terry, and we had Sumedha, that Sudeep's daughter and I, 4 of us.
Team commission.
She's not in the team
No?
position.
Okay.
She's not. She's helping out with
Cybersecurity.
on the high school participation on the cybersecurity. So the different things that we've discussed were what are some of the dates that are feasible, what locations will be available, and what is the sort of a high level agenda. One of the things that we've decided was not to have a exhibition. Apparently, there's learnings from the previous cybersecurity where to conduct the competition, team competition that was very difficult to implement and budget for the prizes and everything.
Yes, the prizes are expensive, but mostly there's a ton of staff time involved.
Right, right. So
Yeah, go ahead.
So there was general agreement that we'll avoid that, the competition part. But I think in the seminar itself will involve the high school students so that there's awareness from a high school student perspective on cybersecurity. And I got an email from manager you that the potential dates for the seminar for the cybersecurity seminar awareness program are October 1st, October 29th, or October 30th. I think we need to make a decision on which day. We need to pick a day.
Sorry, who
So
said
these
that?
are Tommy.
Tommy,
Has.
They can support on
Yeah.
those days.
Yeah.
Tommy has, because the facility is on those, so he has figured it out when the availability are there. So he has given us 3 dates.
Yeah. And then we have a community hall available for the seminar on those dates, and then video team is available to do a live broadcast of that.
Sorry,
So,
October 1st is a Wednesday.
yep,
yeah, October 29th is a Wednesday as well as October 30th is.
Okay, so this is an evening.
evening.
We don't on a Saturday.
And on a Saturday morning.
We
Yeah.
discussed the participation of different people on different days. We came to an agreement that a weekday would be preferable in the evening.
Because I would think that, a lot of people will be busy with, because it's the middle of the week, right? And it's just.
I don't know. You're
Participation.
here, aren't you?
School participation also.
It's going to be in the
But-
evening, not during the day.
Weekends are hard too. Kids
Yeah.
have soccer or baseball or softball, whatever.
Yeah, you ever tried getting-
Definitely.
You tried getting a teenager out of bed at 8:30 on a Saturday? I'm sure Samantha's great, but.
No.
Yeah, we discussed that and we sort of, yeah, we got of the
7
opinion
p.m.
that,
Like a 7 to 8 sort of.
yeah, 6 to 8 window.
Somewhere in there.
So are you making a motion for the date or we are doing a consensus? How are we?
Yeah, that's a good question. Do we have to do it today or can we wait till July? Maybe we should do it today.
I think we should do it today so that we can
Holding
reply.
those dates.
Yeah, so that we can reply to Tommy, we owe a reply to him, correct?
Right. We over reply to him and also it will help with nailing down the
Yeah.
participation from an analyst perspective.
Yes, and then hopefully we get the message out sooner, right?
Yeah.
As
We're
much
actually-
participation as possible.
Us personally, I can't do the first, but
So first and. what else?
29th and 30th.
I know it's bold to be like, oh, I'm not available 5 months from now, but. My work schedule is extremely cyclic and I can tell you that's week 1 and it's not gonna be good. So,
That is a week one of the quarter,
Yeah.
something like that.
yeah, we're in the middle of close right then, yeah.
So is a Wednesday or a Thursday more preferable?
Oh, plus, the Fall Bike Fest is gonna be the 30th.
What's there on?
Fall Bike Fest, so that it'll be right close to another city event. We do it on the first.
Bike Fest isn't usually on the weekend,
Yeah.
so it's on Saturday.
Yeah.
The first,
Oh, I'm sorry, it's on Saturday,
the 25th.
the. Yes,
And
probably.
Is that one every other year? Let me look.
I think it's on the 27th, yeah. Yeah, the 27th. That's what I have on my calendar. I only know this because they tried to get me to help run it, but
This year?
yeah,
What is wrong?
no, it's every year.
So do we make a motion on the date?
So
We need to motion.
I have
Okay,
it that
motion
it's
from-
every other year, we
Can
had it
just,
last year. It's usually in September.
yeah, September, the end of
I think
September.
Make a-
September. Oh,
I have it as September 27th.
Then we can have motion.
we gotta look into that, 'cause
Which date we are recommending?
on my list of activities. Oh, okay, you're probably right. I'm thinking
Yeah,
video only services every other year, so that's what.
Oh.
Cause that's my improvement, so
That's fine.
that's my thinking. Okay, sorry, you're right.
Oh, I mean, there's usually a guy with a microphone, but
We'll help them maybe have the equipment, but we're not there.
got it.
Yeah, we only have to capture
Also,
every other
because-
year so that we have
Also,
relevant footage, but we don't need to. Yeah,
Participation from even from the community participation.
and also availability of the community hall and all those may be difficult on the weekend.
Should we?
I mean, we
so
tried,
the
we-
first-
I think Tommy had a pretty good,
So first thing.
he has, he also came up with weekday, right? Tommy,
Yeah,
because of a certain,
because we had low turnout last time for a Saturday. And so we're thinking that the feedback from last time was that we should do it on a week.
I also get the impression that if we're going to get staff involved, it's nicer to get them involved at 7 on a weekday than it is on at 9 AM on Saturday.
Yeah, I think that we were just
They
thinking
have a
we'd get more turnout.
yeah.
Just get that many folks that showed up.
You were there, right?
Yeah, it was
How many people?
25, 30.
And also this year, we are looking to have people participate remotely also.
I'll tell you this, it was fewer than
Remote.
one person per
Remote.
staff dollar.
Through
Video conferencing?
video conference.
Okay. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead with October first then.
No, she's saying October first.
Oh, I can't do October
Oh,
1st, but if the 4 of you can do it, go nuts. I don't have to be at everything. If you like October 1st better,
Yeah, October 29th is coming, the end of the month, and I think November, I'm not going to be here, but.
I would also be worried about a conflict with Halloween.
Oh, yeah, October, right, what day is
That's
Halloween?
Friday, the 31st.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you put it on, but if you put it on the Thursday before Halloween. No. The first, no.
Yeah, the Thursday before Halloween.
No, 30th is not a good idea.
Go out,
Yeah.
I don't know, they might know.
So first or the 29th, right? I think.
Yeah, I think so.
More towards the first, I don't know. Should we take a vote for it?
Yes,
What is she saying? Yeah.
Do we need to make a motion for
Yes.
this or we go ahead and make a motion?
I'll make a motion for it to be on October 1st.
Yeah, I second it. It's fine.
Sounds good.
Okay.
okay. 5-0,
Pick it.
unanimous.
Well, I'm not at the office. Entirely plausible, I will be at the office till late.
So we talked about the location, which is going to be community hall, and video team is available. And the last thing is the panelists. I've approached 3 panelists. One of them was a key person implementing LifeLock, which is identity theft. LifeLock is part of
Oh, lifelong.
Nortel.
Yeah.
Nortel security, right? And he was
Oh,
like Norton Security,
Broadcom.
sorry, Norton Security.
Broadcom, yeah.
Yeah, it's part of Broadcom now, Symantec Broadcom. So he was one of the key architect of what was the one I said?
LifeLock?
LifeLock, right? LifeLock is focused on everyday person and identity theft, and so another person is he's currently CEO of Smart Inheritance, who's focused on transferring inheriting digital assets for normal people. Right now, we are mostly focused on inheriting real assets, right? There's not so much focus on digital assets. But what happens to the email when someone passes away, right? How do you make your information available to your
Oh, good. I thought you were talking about NFTs for a second. This is much better. Go on.
Yeah. So all the digital assets, right? Because there's so much information and there's no way to currently pass it on to your pass it on as part of your inheritance. And then the third person is focused on Smart Inheritance. He's the CEO of Smart Inheritance. And the third person is more focused on general cybersecurity. In addition, he was quite focused on endpoint security, like PCs and so those 3 tentatively have shown some interest, but they've asked for more details.
And they will come here or?
That would be requirement, right? They would have to come to the community hall.
Yes, they need to.
And in addition to that, if you have any suggestions, all suggestions are welcome. I'll go approach them if you want.
What company, the third guy?
He's from a stealth startup.
Okay. Sorry, last time we did the panel, we accidentally ended up with 3 people from Palo Alto Networks, which is why we keep asking what they're from.
Okay.
More of a diversity.
Yes.
Yeah, this is
Exactly.
completely
I was gonna
diverse.
say that having a diverse group is so important. And last year we had Aaron West, Santa Clara County Deputy District Attorney.
Oh, so was she
Spec-
great?
Yeah, I think we should have.
I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone loved it, yeah.
She was really.
Super
Yeah.
relevant and really good information. Unfortunately, she is retired.
Oh, no.
So we.
But we can still invite her.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, we've reached out.
Tommy's already reached out to her.
We haven't heard back. We hear she's on a long abroad trip.
Makes sense.
And we're trying to also see if she has maybe someone else she can recommend that does similar work.
Because that kind of information you cannot find.
Exactly.
Right, right.
Exactly.
So in addition to the cyber security type of people, we also discussed about getting someone from a law enforcement perspective as well.
So in my company, there is a guy, but he is not local, who has joined the cybersecurity team from FBI. So he's a FBI, from FBI cybersecurity, he has joined us. Really smart guy.
Huh?
But
We could bring him on remotely. I mean, it's possible. We definitely can set that up. So he would be on the monitor, we'd ask questions, it would, it's not as
It's
nice.
not as nice doing remotely, unless your company can sponsor his travel to company.
in Atlanta, very smart guy. I'm learning a lot from him.
Well, if
Different
you happen
perspective.
To be in town.
This guy.
No, it may make sense to have him on the.
No, but that is not good for the other panelists, correct? That's
Yeah.
really not good.
When I think the school also had, I mean, your daughter was saying that there's some representative there that also, there's a group that informs
Department, yes.
the kids on
There's
cybersecurity.
somebody from yeah, so I can ask Sumedha to speak to that. She knows somebody from sheriff department who comes to this.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Love
if we can get the name and we can approach them.
Get a panelist under the age of 40. That would be great.
Young panelist.
Okay, I don't know that under the age of 40 necessarily qualifies as a young panelist, but like something.
When you can make it even 4, better for.
I think
Right.
it's a good authoritative, especially law enforcement.
Okay, so why don't all of us take action? I
I mean, if
reach out.
we're preaching to high schoolers, like.
Yes,
The
exactly.
earlier that you can propose some names, that would be better because.
Contact with.
Right.
I thought last time I asked really good questions and they learned a lot from Aaron West. That was,
Yeah.
he was definitely was speaking their language and you had a lot of,
This is the lady who's there.
Yeah.
yes, were there, yeah. So
I hope she emails you back with someone who's in.
I hope so, yeah. She was a great speaker.
So the agenda would be basically, we discussed this in our previous meeting. What are the relevant cybersecurity issues for the current situation? What were the attacks for 2024? What's new in 2025? How people should protect themselves from all these attacks, right? For a common person.
Yeah.
That would be the general theme.
Yeah.
How to detect some of these things.
Yeah, what are the, for example, some of the ones that are becoming popular nowadays is deep fakes, right?
We have someone, a specialty in AI and cybersecurity would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But somebody was saying they heard their son's voice and it was.
Yes,
yeah.
And this guy I'm talking about is the AI guy. This is the AI.
Yeah. I think
So
one
he has
remotely will not.
He has been hired
That way.
by my company to implement AI inside.
We should have him because
okay,
is that relevant?
yeah.
Being one remotely.
Is he a good speaker
Not
too? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we should do approach. And then
He was here, there was a RSA conference in San
Yeah,
Francisco.
yeah.
So he was here, he
A lot
came,
of people were.
yeah, he came to Cupertino to meet me, we had dinner, so.
Hmm. Yeah, having one is that good.
Yeah, listen to him
Maybe
if you can.
exception and how
Yeah,
both
if you can.
analysts.
Yeah.
Okay,
I also saw in one where like www.citygroup.com and like the I is different font and that's like scan, right? Some exact same website spelling, but the one font is different and it goes to some other place.
today I got a text message from what is that, Fast Pass, Fast Track.
That's been a,
that has
scam
been
for a while
for a
now.
while now.
It's bad. People
Yeah,
fell for that.
yeah,
They still.
I mean, anyone can so easily fall for that, right? Even me, potentially.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
So,
my wife got a text and she was going to pay. I said, no, no, no.
yeah.
So
Yeah, that
to your
was
point,
a
to
successful
your
one.
point, I like our cybersecurity training program also, it's good enough.
Yeah.
You know, it's like 1 hour, 1.5 hours. This is good. So,
For,
yeah, there is a cybersecurity training
That we
program
sent
for the
you.
city.
it's not an hour, it's only like
So
20 minutes, it's short,
yeah, it was 1 hour program. I was impressed.
1 hour.
Yeah. I did. it.
You
As
must
a
have watched it
commissioner,
3 times.
As a, huh?
You must have watched it 3 times.
Yeah,
You liked it so much.
that's not much security.
yeah, it was last, you need to do once in
It's
2
the-
years.
It's the ethics one.
Yeah, yeah.
And she tell you it's long and hard to go through.
Maybe I'm getting confused
You
now.
have to do it once in 2 years, right?
The ethics one actually,
You won't believe
yeah,
it.
is.
It's 2 hours.
Well,
My
the problem
company-
is that it doesn't take you to 2 hours to read all the slides. You're like, what do I do with the last 20 minutes?
Yes,
So it's
and
like,
there's supplemental materials,
Like
like
a
you keep
rental.
going back to see if you're done with your time.
Yeah.
Last
Go to the
weekend,
next one.
I spent 4 hours going over the rest class. That is compulsory for every employee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But yours is
Senior company.
Yeah,
California only requires 2 for managers and 90 minutes for employees.
it says 2 hours, but
Yeah.
it took me 4 hours to
Oh,
complete everything
okay.
and I don't want to just mess.
So,
That is the key points.
Good for
Yeah.
you.
bringing back to the current agenda item, we should have another follow-up meeting in 2 weeks,
The same group, Tom.
with the same group,
Okay.
including Sudhi.
Sounds good.
Yep.
So shall we send out availability for that?
I'll message you and get your,
So just,
Okay.
just to conclude that.
so
we
is
are
it best to do evenings then, or like 4 onward?
4 onwards and good.
Yeah, let's do it in the evening.
Okay,
4 onwards and good. And so we are deciding 1st of October.
Right.
And we are asking all our commissioner to reach out to your community, your friends, your network.
Yeah.
And recommend few names. So like 2 weeks
For panelists,
for panelists.
yes.
2 weeks,
Yeah,
fine.
2 weeks should be max, so that we can prepare them. and-
Okay, I'm a little worried about how we're going to communicate that to you without violating the Brown Act.
so that you-
We sent it
Because,
to only
well,
Carrie.
well,
Yeah, you
it's,
send it all. to-
okay, I can send you the information.
Yes.
Okay, cause like obviously if I send the 2 of them the information, that's a no-go.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
Yeah. Wait, so you send it to her and we are going to, 2 of us are going to have meeting with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are done with this one, right? We go to next one, first meeting. Report.
So real quick, sorry, you want to do that meeting next week or the week after?
Um,
So the week of the 19th or the 26th?
I'm open to both. What's the dates?
I'll send you guys a message. Figure it out.
Yeah, I'm open both of the weeks.
Okay.
It depends on the day.
Okay,
Sorry.
we go to the next item on the agenda, mayor's meeting calendar, when is the next one?
May 21st.
Week of 19th would be.
You are going there.
Okay,
So there's a date from you
Yeah.
from the last
yeah.
meeting.
So there are 2 updates, 2 key updates. One was
Safety,
about
you
the public
talked
safety, public safety. So tomorrow we'll know more. So we are forming and this comes under Brown Act, but we clarified from the attorney. Brown Act means from the same commission, you
Yeah.
cannot have 3 members.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we can have 1 member from each commission.
Sure
And that
can.
is okay. So that is what we are doing, and every commission will have some responsibility. Our role will be probably technology advisory. And the second item was our McLean, that apartment stuff is a hot topic. I believe everybody is aware of that.
Which one?
That, there is a, apartment complex, at Berlin and, Bob Road on the right side, and you're
Close
almost
to 7-Eleven.
next to 7-Eleven.
Right,
Yeah, there are a lot of people whose kids go to Monta Vista and Kennedy and so on.
right.
And so is it Foothill College or Deanja College? Deanja
Yeah.
College wants to take over and build a, housing structure for instruments.
For college student housing.
Yeah,
Oh,
so here is the, thing, because they are from Cupertino, they don't literally needs housing there, right?
Mhm.
Because, see, community colleges for better community.
Yeah, I mean, well, you say that, but like Cupertino is like 10 miles wide, and not literally, but like not everyone has a car. But also not every college student wants to live with their parents in Cupertino. You know, a lot of folks like in Cupertino, even if they have teenagers, even if they have college age kids, it's the 3 or 4 of them in 1 bedroom. And it's like, I know that I wouldn't necessarily want to live with my parents, but they don't have any other option right now.
But I think they are doing it for, like, foreign students.
oh, they are
It is not,
specifically for,
no, it is not specifically
Not
for foreign
specific,
students. It is
not
for any student at Foothill College who has a need of housing.
Can apply. So there are
They-
2.
I think that the concern here is, I think they asked, will you disallow foreign students? And they said, no, foreign students are allowed to apply for the housing.
But the correct concern is the displacement of some of the middle high
The
school.
parents
and-
of,
Yeah, some of the families, I think somebody mentioned like 60, 70 kids from that apartment go to the nearby schools, particular schools. Monta Vista, Kennedy and Lincoln. So they don't have any, so they have to leave and move somewhere else.
So how is that related to the safety commission?
No, this is the mayor's meeting.
Oh, mayor's, okay.
So residents
to make
from,
the school situation even worse.
so residents from that apartment complex are protesting and city, there is some lots of discussion.
Yes.
Okay.
Do they want you to discuss it and talk about it?
No, it was mayor's meeting.
Feedback from.
that's just a
But-
information from the.
Just an update. We don't have to do anything on that.
Okay,
Okay.
got it.
We don't have any role in that.
Okay. And
That's.
Okay. So, calling the meeting for adjourn.
We have to go over the calendar.
calendar remains the same.
Yeah, mayor's meeting. There. It's 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Okay. We're good with the.
Now you can adjourn.
Calling to adjourn.
Adjourn.
Adjourn,
Good.
All right.
Mukesh, I wanted,
8:43.
so this is my